Hey y'all, it's me. And I know, I look like a hot mess, and I am a hot mess. Which is what I'm coming on here today because I feel like we need to have a talk. Because I haven't been totally 100% honest with you guys. I try to be an advocate for destigmatizing mental illness and um, an advocate for mental health awareness, and what I failed to talk about is my physical stuff, because it's embarrassing enough to be mentally ill. I try to tell people not to be, but I realize that I am to the point that I have not created a video like showing my face, or I've been in a very dark place for quite a while now, and the depression has been deep and dark and sad um, and dangerous. Yeah, I've gotten to new lows this past month. January was really bad. February is not looking great, but it's better so far. I'm coming on just like I am. I'm not hiding that I haven't done anything with my hair. I don't have any makeup on. This is my reality right now. I wanted to address the clothing. Thank you all for just the kind words, the empathy, the sympathy, the understanding. Having lost my best friend was very hard. And I kind of got thrown over the edge just by something simple, by somebody posting on Facebook that, they were loved and they had their tribe around them, their friends. And I don't want to make this a feel sorry for me thing. And I don't feel sorry for myself most of the time, but I was really sick physically and emotionally. I was very depressed. I'm still sick. The depression is lifting, thank God, and I hope it continues to lift. But it was at that point that I realized that, I have you guys, but I haven't, I say we're friends, but I can't say that if I'm not honest with you and you don't really know. How can you be my friend if you don't really know what's really, if you don't know me? And it's my fault because I don't let people know me because it's embarrassing to be me, which is just crazy. And that's exactly what I don't want you guys to do. And that's why I try to get on here, and I feel like, I'm older. I should be, I have a responsibility to be more uplifting and try to pull people up and be the mom and grandma role. And my demographics, you guys are younger, my kids' age, a lot of you. And I feel like you don't want to hear my problems. I don't need to be throwing my problems at you. I need to be reaching out and lifting you guys up. But at the same time, I consider you friends. But then I rob myself of that because I'm not honest with you. I don't even know if I'm making a lick of dang sense. So, yeah, I got to thinking that I don't have friends. And it is sad. And it's terrible that my best friend was murdered. That's horrible. And that my other best friend, which I've never even talked to you guys about, and I probably shouldn't, I don't know, but maybe this is why it's so important to me to talk about mental health and try to destigmatize it, because I had two best friends, and I'd had another one besides Carrie, and her name was Marla, and I've never spoken of her, but Marla committed suicide. She lived with us in California, and we moved here in the 80s, late 80s, was it 80s or 90s? The first year we were here, she moved out here too. So, yeah, she lived with us there, but she stayed back when we moved here, and then she ended up moving here too. And we became best friends. We were best friends. And she worked with Dennis, so she's really close to Dennis too. And she struggled with mental health issues, and I tried. I knew she was suicidal, and I tried to but I'm not going to cry in this video, so don't worry. I say that. I don't think I have tears. I think I gosh, please just say this, Bonnie. Just spit it out and get this out here. I'm sorry, you guys. So my friends, and when I people muck around and like, you act like your best friend just died. Well, she did. And my other best friend died too. And they were both violent endings. I lost one to murder. I lost one to suicide. And now I'm alone. And that sucks. I still have friends. But I isolated myself from everybody after losing my two best ones. And it's my own fault. But honestly, those friends didn't understand panic disorder with agoraphobia. They didn't understand last minute canceling of plans. I don't know if they're watching this. They're local people here. And I mean, if you guys are watching, I still love you. I love you as much as I always have. And they know that I'm mentally disabled. But maybe they understand more now than they used to. I don't know. I'm sorry for not reaching out to y'all. I just hope you understand. It's just, hope you understand. So, anyway, about the clothes. What a dork I am. I've been sitting here sniffing these clothes and keeping them next to me, and I got it's beautiful people. Oh my gosh, I'm going to put their links in the description box here so you guys can go check them out. One of our viewers offered to make boho beads and tassels, which is right up, Carrie was such a gypsy hippie, and that would have been so perfect out of her clothes. And then I found somebody had suggested someone on Etsy that makes teddy bears and shirts and pillows out of clothes, and I found someone that was going to turn the scarf into a teddy bear because Carrie's a grandmother now. It's so sad. Her son had a child this year. Well, last year in December. So, she'll never know her first grandchild, and I know what it means to me to be a grandma. So I thought, oh my gosh, I can make her grandbaby a teddy bear, have it made out of her clothes. Well, her sister commented to that video, which I haven't heard from them in ages from her sister. So if you guys are watching this, Christy, I love you so much. Boo, I love you too. Christy commented and told me that she has a hard time watching my videos because I look so much like Carrie, which is true. That's understandable. We did look a lot alike. I think that we talk alike, we laugh alike. It's just because we grew up together, I guess. But she commented, and you guys can see it in the comment section to that video, that these aren't even her clothes. That these were her caregiver's deceased sister's clothes, and they just used them to wrap the cremation bag in to mail to me because they were in a hurry to get it out to me. I'm such a dork. I've been sitting here smelling some deceased stranger's clothes and wondering. Yeah. So those are going to be donated. But thank you to those people who offered advice and ideas and who actually offered to make things out of them. That whole thing is going. It's gone. I'm going to go ahead and just donate it to the thrift store. So, yeah, that's just crazy. Loony Bonnie. And how long? It's like 6 months I've kept these clothes here. Whew. So when I talk about not knowing me, I have talked about, most of you who are here know that I have panic disorder with agoraphobia. I very rarely have the opportunity to leave my house, and when I do, I make the absolute best of it because life is short, and good days are very hard to come by in my life. They're rare. So what I don't talk about and haven't talked about is my physical illnesses that I have. And I'm going to talk about that now because I have been sick for so long. And it may seem odd. There's days that I seem to have overcome it and be better. And then it's like, what the heck's going on? Now she's sick again. But, and it's going to sound overwhelming, but it's not as bad as it sounds. The things that I have wrong with me are not as bad as they sound. It just sounds like there's just so much. But I'm not always sick. Some of it always affects me. I don't like this. I don't want to tell you guys everything like that, but I do. It's weird. So, I mean, you guys open up and share with me, so it's only fair that I share back. It's obviously very uncomfortable for me. So, physically, what I have is, I have kidney disease. I am stage 2 kidney disease. It's a rare disease. And stage 2 is not bad. Don't sweat it. I'm not sweating it. I have to do these 24-hour urinalysis every 3 months and do blood work and have to have my creatinine levels checked frequently and stuff like that. When you're stage 3 or 4, then you have to worry about like dialysis and transplantation and stuff. But I have been at stage 2 for years, and it looks like I'm steady and going to hang in there at stage 2, which is fine. So, yeah, I've got the kidney disease, and then I also have a immunodeficiency disorder. And my sister has it too. My sister has it worse. There's 3 of us girls. And my middle sister has it worse, and she's in the hospital a lot. When she gets sick, she gets really, really sick. I just catch things quicker than other people, and it lasts a little bit longer. But like her, she ends up septic and in intensive care with organ failure, and it's so scary. And she has to get IVIG treatments, which is almost like a transfusion. It's an infusion of platelets. And she gets those regularly, and so, anytime we get sick, it's scary because for me, it's just hard to get rid of. And I'll have a day where I feel better, and then I get sick again. So flu season is like, talk about seasonal affective disorder, because I isolate myself so much. But last Wednesday, I did end up in the emergency room. Last week, I had been sleeping 18 hours a day, and I just could not wake up. And when I was awake, I couldn't get up. I was so weak. And it wasn't the flu. They tested me for that. I wasn't even having trouble breathing. I was just out. What I was having is heart palpitations and some chest pain. So I did not have a heart attack. That was ruled out, but I do have to have a follow-up with cardio. I'm getting dizzy sitting here. I have to do a follow-up with a cardiologist, and I see a cardiologist anyway, and I'm going to have to go back on a Holter monitor, and if you don't know what that is, it's the electrodes. So in future videos, if you see me with pads on and wires, that's all that is. It's just checking. Sometimes it's just a 24 hours. Sometimes I have to wear it for a month. It's hard to keep my heartbeat regulated, and I have I have a very irregular heartbeat. Right now it's controlled by medication, but I may end up needing a pacemaker because the medication I take makes my blood pressure low, which brings me to the other problem that I have. See, it really sounds worse than it is, you guys. I have what I call postural hypotension. There's a true name for it, but if you were to Google it, you'll find it under postural hypotension. So all that means is my blood pressure is super low, and that's because I take a very strong beta blocker to regulate my heart rate. So that medication makes my blood pressure super duper low. And when I stand up, when I go from laying down to sitting up, my blood pressure drops even lower. And when I go from sitting up to standing up, it drops again, and then I pass out. So, like, my friends and stuff, and Dennis and me, and we all tease me that I'm a fainting goat, because I'm just like, which, it's funny. I faint. And if I'm around strangers and it happens, of course, what are they're going to call 911 because it's what people do. But thankfully, the local EMTs and stuff know about me because I've lived here and had it for so long, and they know that you just got to lift my legs so that the blood, I can get some oxygen to my brain and I'll wake up. Usually right away, I wake up with that. So yeah, it's, I was sleeping and my blood pressure was way low, and there's nothing you can do to bring the blood pressure up without affecting the heart rate. And I can't just go off the medication. So I've got some stuff I have to go through. I'll be going through a barrage of tests with the cardiologist again, because they think that may be why I was so, on top of being sick and my blood pressure being so low, dangerously low, that I just couldn't wake up. Just couldn't wake up. So, anyway, all of that has made it very difficult, and so we made a decision that I should have a caregiver at least a couple of times a week here at the house. So we've thought about that for years and years, and because I'm home alone all the time, and I pass out a lot by myself, and there's always a concern that if I get up to go get some water and I pass out and I hit my head, it's going to be many hours before anybody finds me, because Dennis works approximately 16 hours a day, usually 7 days a week, poor guy. So he's not here, and everybody else, my kids work full-time jobs. Thank God. I'm grateful for that. They have wonderful careers, and I don't have friends, so I'm by myself, and it's scary to think that if I, even to come in here to film, I get, when I'm by myself, it's worrisome to me, because what if I pass out and hit my head? There's so much stuff in here that I could, it's like always leaving a path. That's why we don't have a coffee table in the living room. And, I have to sit here for a while before I get up, and I stumble around. I'm just, ugh. So, this is all good. I got good news, though. I'm sorry for rambling so long. But we were having a really hard time finding a caregiver. And I've mentioned before that my family is all medical, in the medical field. And my oldest sister is she's actually a caregiver, but she's also much more than that. But she's been doing in-home health care for a while, but she's been employed. And yesterday I found out, she just sent me something, and there was an issue where she couldn't be without him, that she couldn't be a caregiver for this person anymore. Not by any fault of her own, but she was going to, she didn't even know we were looking for a caregiver. So I was like, no, you're hired. And she's like, what are you talking about? And then there was a dispute, because she's like, no, I can't take care of my own sister and charge you. I can't get paid for that. Well, yeah, you can, because if she's not working for me, she's going to be working for somebody else and getting paid. And she should get paid from me. And is it a struggle? Yes, because I don't know how it is everywhere, but I am disabled, so I draw my Social Security benefits, because I worked for many years, and But there's two types of Social Security here. There's one that's your normal disability Social Security, which is what you would collect when you retire. You just get it early because you're disabled. And then there's another on top of that. Alexa, stop! Sorry. There's another one on top of that where if you're low income, then you get that benefit. And that benefit pays your Medicare. It also helps you to get home health aides and home health care if you need it. And it helps pay for stuff like that. Our insurance doesn't cover any of that. We're privately insured. We don't qualify for that type of Social Security because our income level is too high. So, we have to pay full wages for a caregiver. And so that has been an issue, but we decided to go ahead and do that. But yeah, I'm so stoked. Of all people, this is perfect. My sister will be the best caregiver. She's so good at it anyway. She's such a caring person. And she knows me, and I don't have to feel weird about trying to explain anything. Or she knows everything already, and she's going to be great. And I'm so happy. It is such a load off my shoulders to know that there will be somebody here 2 days a week. If something happens to me, she'll be here. She can lift if I pass out, she can lift my legs up and wake me up and check my head and make sure I don't have any injuries. And, there's days that have gone by that I have hit my head or I have fainted and not woke up for a long time and like have no memory of the day. And the thing is, when that happens, I don't remember. It's like I don't remember having passed out, so I can have a headache and not know why I have it. I can be missing time out of my day and I don't know where it went because I was passed out. It's so crazy. So yeah, it's just all of that hit me over this last month or so, and it put me into a very dark depression, a very, very dark place. And I'm finally seeing light at the end of the tunnel. So all of that to say that I want y'all to know me better. I want you to understand and be aware of that I have physical disabilities along with my mental disabilities. And that when I say it's okay, I'm practicing what I preach. When I'm saying don't be ashamed, I want to be able to practice what I preach and be able to talk to you guys and just put it out there. And it's not just those of you who I know and love and who talk to me and who are already subscribed to my channel, but who knows who watches this, It's putting it out to the world, basically. So shamelessly, I'm going to throw it out there that, yeah, I have a mental illness and I have physical illnesses, and it's okay. That doesn't mean I'm not a good person. It doesn't mean that I'm weak. In fact, I would say I'm extremely strong. And I would say those of you battling with physical ailments and mental illnesses are extremely strong as well. It's not weakening. It shouldn't be shameful or embarrassing. So I'm trying to kick that ball off. And I love you guys. And I'm going to be here doing my thing. Oh my gosh, had I known this was here, I'd have been using it. I'm sweating. I got nervous. Okay, y'all. Maybe I'll put some makeup on. My face is so swollen, I can't see in my viewfinder very well, but it seems like when I smile, I turn into Miss Piggy. What's happening? The wrinkles are all bad. I'm super hydrated. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, I love you guys. I really, truly do. Take care. God bless you. I will be back with some hauls, y'all, and back to my normal self. So until then, God bless you. And Mama, I'm better than you think I am. Bye, guys.